It's unlike the Forte. When you bring the audio back, it still retains the nicer qualities of the higher end piece of equipment that I have here, so I can kind of feel in some way that I'm taking the studio with me when I go.
It's day 2 of Messe, which is why we're sitting down, and we're still on the Unity Audio booth with Kevin, who's going to tell us something exciting about an otherwise very boring looking grey box.
Yeah.
Now, this thing's called the Avalanche, and that name makes more sense when you realise that it's supposed to team up with the Rock or the Boulder.
Yes, it's our new subwoofer that's in production now. It's going to be coming out sort of mid-May. Although we designed it to obviously complement our existing Rock and Boulder, it could also be used with any other manufacturer's satellite speakers, so it's not specifically for our range. But
it has presets for those. It has
presets for those. So I've bought a metal panel of the amplifier panel for you to have a look at. Basically, we've got two. A lot of people are sort of a bit wary of subwoofers. They don't know how to set them up properly. What we want to do with the Avalanche, in conjunction with the Rock and the Boulder, is to transform the Rock into a 3-way and the Boulder into a 4-way and have a seamless integration between the two. And we've made it easy for people. We've put 2 presets on the subwoofer, on the Avalanche. So there's a Boulder setting, which the crossover is 50 Hertz, and there's a Rock setting at 60 Hertz. That's what we think works best, but if you don't like our presets, then you can switch to vary, and then you've got complete control over the low and high pass crossover points. Stereo inputs and outputs on here to go up to the satellite speakers. You have a gain control, phase reverse switch, and we've also put a bypass socket on there, and we're going to hopefully try and see if we can supply a standard of bypass foot switch. So you can bypass the Avalanche completely, and it will then route full frequency back up to your satellite speakers. So you can go back to the 2-way or 3-way mode of the Rock and Boulder. We've got a lot of interest in the Avalanche from existing Rock and Boulder customers, particularly on the Rock, where they want some real low end, and this is going down to some 20 Hertz territory, and people who want more to the dance guys, the odd occasion when they really want to turn it up loud and also get some real 20 Hertz, 30 Hertz region bass response. So yeah, there's a lot of interest in it from those guys. And we've done a lot of field tests with existing Rock and Boulder producers. Mike Rossi, who's one of our endorsement guys, who's got Rocks and Boulders, had this on trial for about 2 or 3 weeks. And when I spoke to him to see how he's getting on, he gave us might seem like a strange compliment, but it's a brilliant compliment. He said, I forgot he was even there. So he wasn't conscious that he was working with a subwoofer. He just carried on working, and he had an extended frequency response system with more SPL. So yeah, we think we've got it right.
So the design is slightly unusual because you've got a downward-facing 12-inch speaker, which on its own isn't that unusual, but the internal porting is rather obscure, shall we say?
Yeah, it's all the products that we're going to do in the monitor range will always be a sealed cabinet, because we like that fast, transient response and very detailed, accurate bass reproduction. So externally, this is a sealed cabinet, but it's a split cabinet. Internally, there's a dividing wooden barrier with a restrictive membrane. Basically what that does is it gives the impression of a much larger volume cabinet, and therefore you get a lot more lower extended frequency from it. That's why we can get it down to that kind of 20 Hertz sort of territory. Yeah.
Well, certainly an impressive idea. I'll be interested to hear how it works.
Just to say, it's not a unique idea. It's actually quite an old design. I believe it's an old BBC design. There's certainly no one using it in the professional market. Maybe there is in domestic, I don't know. But yeah, it's not our own design. It's not. But
no, I understand that, but it's not something I've seen used in any current product.
Yeah, and it works really well. I mean, we had to spend a lot of time experimenting with different size and different material membranes to get it right. We actually had at one point where it was going far too low. There was so much unusable bottom information, we had to sort of back it off a bit. So finding that balance took some time to get right, but yeah, we got there in the end.
Yeah, because essentially that arrangement, as you say, it fools the driver into thinking there's a much higher volume behind it.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
that's the
which is how you get the thing so small. So, on to the nitty-gritty, of course. When and how much?
Well, it's in production now. We've already got quite a few advance orders from 16 customers and distributors and so on. Should be shipping mid-May, and it's using 2 existing bass amplifiers from the Boulder, So it's still the same Class AB transformer-based amplifier design. The price is going to be about $15.95 plus VAT. Not the world's cheapest subwoofer, I know, but for people who want to integrate it with existing Rock or Boulders, still retain that same quality of fast, accurate bass response, it's a brilliant solution.
Yeah, that's excellent. Thanks very much, Kevin.
Thank you.